Leeza's Care Connection, a community of support and education for creating strong, empowered family caregivers.
Dementia itself, and I always start off like this, dementia itself is the condition. It is the symptoms, a set of behaviors that a person displays as a result of some type of impairment to the brain. Some type of medical condition, something that's causing some cloudiness, some interruption in the brain flow. When you think of dementia, what's one of the symptoms you think of? What's one of the behaviors or one of the signs you think of?
I forget.
He forgot. So that's one of the signs. Memory loss. What else? Agitation, combativeness, agitation, confusion. Those are symptoms. That is dementia. It is. That's what it is. Something is causing your inability to use your mental faculty to the fullest. It could be something that's temporary. You know, if you go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, after a couple of questions, you know how they say they do a cognitive test? Yeah. You know, what test did you use? Well, I didn't really use a test. I just, threw out some questions and the doctor, if it's a family member, the doctor just kind of threw it out and mama couldn't answer a thing. Well, did she sleep well the night before? She hadn't been sleeping good. She's been up all night since, dad has been in the hospital, having heart surgery. Well, maybe she's forgetting stuff and irritated and agitated and losing memory because she had what? Feasible. That makes sense. But here's the thing. You all have to be able to communicate with the doctor real life. What's been happening, what that person has been experiencing that could cause this memory loss. We call it reversible dementia, treatable dementia, pseudo-dementia. What's causing it, Doc? Okay, mom has dementia, you're saying that, but what's causing it? Really what we like to see in terms of a living diagnosis of a progressive form of dementia, and I say living because the only way you can really tell if a person has Alzheimer's disease or dementia with Lewy bodies is to actually look at their physical brain. How can anybody look at a person's physical brain? At what part in their life? Can you schedule an autopsy in the morning? No. So what should happen is you have a general practitioner, a primary care doctor. Everything needs to funnel through that primary care doctor. If the person is coming to the doctor and says they're having issues or concerns with memory, they're forgetting how to get to the church that they attend every Sunday, or they're forgetting that it is Sunday and what to do, having trouble remembering telephone numbers. So they're forgetting things. And when we look at what could be potentially causing it, we have to share that information with the doctor. The doctor sees hundreds, if not thousands of patients. You know you, and you know your loved one way better than any physician does, any general practitioner. So the doctor should do a physical examination, blood work, because a person could have a vitamin B12 deficiency, a vitamin D deficiency, a vitamin E deficiency. The person could be dehydrated, could be a cause of dementia symptoms that the person is experiencing. Once that blood work is done, the labs come back and everything checks out, then a specialist may need to be called in. If it is a brain condition, you should have what on the team? As my mom would say, we country out of, one of them brain doctors. You know what I mean? A neurologist. The neurologist studies the brain. The test should be done different times of day. How many of you test well in the morning? Yeah, figured. Yeah. Y'all too. They probably raise their hand morning, noon, and night. Some people test better after 12 o'clock, after they had their Snicker bar, their chocolate, Mr. Good bar, right? So you got to get the testing done different times of day and make the comparison in terms of the score, because it could have been a reason they didn't do well on the test. Then the doctor should do brain scans, CAT scan, MRI, what have you. It's not going to actually show the plaques and the tangle buildup, but the scans can show stroke activity. The scans can show atrophy, which means the brain is deteriorating, so nothing is showing in parts of the brain. The brain can also show brain bleeds. So the doctors are practicing medicine. Operative word here is what? Practicing. So they got to communicate with other professionals in the industry. They have to communicate with the family. They also have to communicate with the person experiencing the symptoms. And they have to pull all that together, share it with the general practitioner, which doesn't happen all the time, and review it to make a guess, an educated guess as to what it might be. that's what actually should happen, not only with one person, but with everybody. Everybody is different. When you've met one person living with dementia, you've met that one person. Everybody has different signs. Peggy said that her loved one vocalized, said, I'm afraid. So the disease itself is global, right? It attacks different parts of the brain at different times. But what's important is that they always have some wherewithal to communicate, whether it's through comprehensive statements and words or through actions. When she said she was afraid, you felt bad? You know what I would have, you know what I thought you would have, I thought you were going to say, I felt good, right? Oh. Because just for that moment, she could clearly state, I'm afraid, what they think out of what she was experiencing and what she's feeling. And when she was able to express it so clearly, what did she receive? Exactly what she needed. So then that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Because a lot of times as caregivers, professional caregivers, and family caregivers, we get so frustrated because we don't know what they want. You know, we want to help them, but we don't know what they want. So just for that moment, Miss Phyllis, you got exactly what you wanted. You told them exactly how you were feeling, and you were able to receive it. And that's why we have to focus on the moments. Stop focusing on what used to be, what could be. Don't focus on what is now, because when you start focusing on things that are not reality, you're not able to get what you need in order to better promote your quality of life and your loved ones. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, now don't take it personal, you know, that's one thing. It's hard not to take it personal when the person you've been married to all those years suddenly is hateful and combative and, you know, not cooperative in any way.
You have to, so that was a question that we talked about earlier today. You're going to take it personal at times because you're a person, and it's hurtful. One of the things that I say is, in terms of developing the strategies to not be able to take it personal, when someone says something that hurts your feelings, it's like, you know, you got to say something back. You know what I mean? It's like burning like you're holding your chest. Like, ooh, I got to say something. You know what I mean? Right there. I got to get this thing off my chest. You know what I mean? But I have learned being married for 13 years, you know, sometimes you just got to bite your tongue. Like I literally bit my tongue one time. So it makes you feel better to say something when someone hurts your feelings, right?
Yeah.
You can still do that with someone with dementia, but it's what you say and how you say it that's going to make all the difference. They're saying something to you that's really, really hurtful and spiteful. This is one side of it. And you say, you have to say something. So you know what you say? You say something very nice. Well, Johnny, you know I love you. Even if in the back of your mind you're saying to yourself, boy, if you did not have Alzheimer's, you did not have that dementia thing. You know, because when you say something and you address it, you regain power over your role as a caregiver. Because you got to be empowered to do this work. You got to have patience, you got to have empowerment, and you got to be flexible. You got to be able to shift. And so that thing on your chest, and you got to say something because he did hurt your feelings. You can say, Johnny, you know, honey, I love you, but you did hurt my feelings. I mean, he probably ain't going to hear nothing that you just said. Or he probably can't even comprehend what you just said. But guess what? You feel better. And when you feel better, you're able to continue to do the work. That's one side of it. The other side of it is he's doing the best he can with what he has. I wish we had a picture of the brain that we could put up here on the screen. His brain cells are deteriorating. You have a fully functioning, accommodating brain, and all your cylinders are firing off. So you can accommodate and make decisions, and you know, process information and say, okay, this hurts my feelings, but I'm going to do this so that way I can get over it, or I'm going to do something else to take my mind off of it. He can't. The only thing he can do is what he has. And if that part of the brain that says just cuss all the time, guess what? He cussing all the time. He might not even mean to cuss, but that's all he got. And whatever they have, they're going to use a lot of it. And what that does is it promotes independence. You think it's because they want to be mean and they want to be aggressive and they want to hurt your feelings. They really don't. That's just all they got. And in order for them to maintain their sanity, because here's the thing, they know what they're feeling. They know that they knew something was wrong before anybody else knew. It's stages. The first stage is no impairment at all. Then the next stage is subjective cognitive impairment. So they know it, but don't nobody else know it.
For more information about Leeza's Care Connection, please visit our website at leezascareconnection.org and follow us on social media.